How Leicester City created the greatest miracle in football history. Football is a sport dominated by giants. Money buys talent. Talent wins matches. And matches win trophies. At least, that's how it usually works. Every season, the biggest clubs spend hundreds of millions building squads filled with global superstars. And every season, smaller clubs fight simply to survive. But in 2016, something happened that defied logic, statistics, and expectations. A small club from England shocked the world. This is the story of how Leicester City produced the greatest miracle in football history. Before the season began, Leicester City were not contenders. They weren't even expected to finish mid-table. Just 1 year earlier, they had narrowly escaped relegation. Many analysts predicted they would struggle again. Bookmakers gave them odds of 5 to 1,000 to 1 to win the Premier League. To put that into perspective, you had better odds of being struck by lightning, better odds of correctly predicting a royal baby's name, and far better odds than Leicester lifting the trophy. Their squad was modest, unknown players, limited budget, no global icons. While giants like Manchester United, Chelsea, Arsenal, and Manchester City dominated headlines, Leicester quietly prepared for survival. Their manager, Claudio Ranieri, was experienced but underestimated. Many saw him as a temporary solution. But inside the club, something different was forming. A belief, a unity, a system built on discipline, speed, and teamwork. And when the season started, something unexpected happened. They won. Then they won again. And again. Jamie Vardy became unstoppable. A striker rejected by professional academies. Once working in a factory, now scoring goal after goal at the highest level. Riyad Mahrez dazzled defenders with creativity and precision, signed for a fraction of typical transfer fees. He played like a superstar. And in midfield, Kante covered the pitch endlessly, intercepting passes, winning duels, protecting the team. He seemed to be everywhere at once. Week by week, Leicester stayed near the top. Experts waited for the collapse. They said it couldn't last. They said pressure would break them. They said bigger clubs would eventually take control. But the collapse never came. Instead, the giants began to fall behind. Chelsea struggled. Manchester City dropped points. Arsenal couldn't keep pace. And suddenly, Leicester City were leading the league. The world began to pay attention. Fans everywhere were captivated by the underdog story. Neutral supporters cheered for them. Because this wasn't just football anymore. It was hope. Hope that passion could overcome wealth. Hope that teamwork could defeat star power. As the final months approached, tension grew. Every match mattered. Every point counted. But Leicester stayed focused, disciplined, relentless. And then, the impossible became reality. Leicester City were crowned champions of England, one of the most unlikely victories in the history of sport. A club that many believed didn't belong among the elite had conquered them all. Their triumph reshaped how people saw football. It proved that miracles are possible. That belief matters. That unity can outperform money. Years later, the story still inspires fans worldwide. Because in a game increasingly driven by finances and power, Leicester reminded us why we fell in love with football. Not for predictability, not for certainty, but for moments like this, moments when the impossible becomes unforgettable.